So this is the camera itself. As you can see, it's a really small unit. It's not got much front profile, which is ideal for us airsofters, and it's really lightweight too. It's certainly, I've had it on the side of my goggles earlier on this week, and didn't notice it was there. Really, pretty good. It's got an LCD screen, and controls on the camera, so you can change the modes. You can review who've been shooting. That's pretty useful actually. Something that your GoPros and certainly your Contour Roam doesn't have. Don't know about the GoPro. You've got a camera button there. In my opinion, slightly useless because you get such a big fisheye picture that it's not really much use as a photograph. You switch it on with this button and it makes a splosh noise. A splosh. Takes a little while to power up, and then you just flick this switch forward to start recording when you've got a card in there, that is. Yeah, it's pretty easy to get started. I haven't had any occasions where I've started the game and it hasn't been running when I thought it'd been running. So yeah, from a usability perspective, that's pretty good. This, believe it or not, is all the items you get in the box with the Braun. With the Contour and the GoPro, you have to purchase a lot of these mounts separately, but you get all this stuff in the box, which I think is a pretty good deal. So if, like me, you're going to use it for like motorsports, mountain biking, that kind of thing, you've also got roll cage mount, you've got a window mount, which if you're a biker like myself, or just a regular commuter car driver, you could stick it on your windscreen, and you know, that could be very useful if you had an accident. This presumably is a helmet mount with a sticky pad on the side. That might be a good word for airsoft actually. This mount here allows you to put the camera onto the head strap. It's got a regular USB charger, which means that if you're on site, then you can just use one of these external power packs, which everyone carries in Hong Kong, and just charge the camera off that, so you've got no real worries about the batteries. I've been using the camera for a few days now and I haven't bothered to charge it, and the battery's still going, so it's very impressive. I say, if you're on a long milsim, one of those battery packs or just your USB charger in your car is going to sort you out. HDMI cable and external microphone, which I really like. It's a nice feature because in the aircraft world we have these fuzzy mic covers on boom mics, and you can have open top aircraft and still understand what people are saying. So this should allow you to use the Braun on very windy airsoft sites and still get good noises. This is a waterproof case, which I think has also been designed with airsoft in mind, because it's essentially an armoured suit for the camera. This is footage of me playing PSP badly, but from this you can see the two problems I have with the headband mount, which is, one, the camera's just mounted too far backwards. It kind of clamps on right near the front of the camera, and it just looks terrible because you just film the side of your head or the side of your helmet on the footage. The other problem is that the camera doesn't rotate on the band itself. You can't really have the band over your eyes and you know, right at the top of your skull on the back, because you know, that just doesn't work. The band's always going to be canted backwards slightly on your head, which means if you just film a lot of sky, I mean, as you can see in this one, we're just filming a lot of the ceiling. That's no good at all. The camera's fine, it's just that band that's provided with it. I don't like it at all, and I don't really want to use it. So the mounts that us airsofters are going to be using are really going to be primarily the headband, which, as I've said, I'm not a big fan of, but it's got a normal screw fitting, which is standard to all cameras. Same that you get on the bottom of your camera tripod, same as on the bottom of this Sony camera. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure that you'll be able to find an aftermarket headband which fits your needs better. For motorsports, like this roll cage mount, this sticky mount, I think are going to be really, really nice. Get the microphone inside the car so you get rid of the wind noise. I think I'm going to get some really cool footage. I've also unfortunately lost the little remote that comes with the camera. I don't know how, my apartment's the size of a shoebox. So yeah, again, for sticking it on the outside of the car and then recording, that's going to be really cool. Now for airsoft players using a helmet, I think that this mount might actually work pretty well. You can stick it to the side of the helmet, so it's going to be really secure. and yeah, use this strap or a strap of your own invention to sort of just to double secure it to the helmet so it doesn't fall off. And you can change the angle that it sits at. I think that this is going, and it sits away from the helmet, so I think actually this is probably the mount that we'll be more interested in. And finally, this is an optional extra, but it's not very expensive. It's only well, I'll flash up some prices on the screen for you. But this is their RIS mount, so it can go on your scope rail in front of your scope. As you can see, it's sit offset, or you can stick it on your front RIS rail. So that's what you get in the package, but what are we really interested in? Well, of course, the footage that the camera outputs. So I've gone for a little hike up Castle Peak just behind me there, and taken it down to CQB Plaza in town, and well, let's have a look and see how the footage came out. So this is inside CQB Plaza. It's actually pretty dark inside this site. The camera deals with it extraordinarily well. It looks like it's, you know, really, really well lit inside here, but it actually isn't. You can't see your BBs flying out your gun at all. Yeah, so, I mean, that's pretty impressive. Now, you can see in this particular footage, I've used the external case, which actually means that the camera mounts a little bit further back on the mounting point, so you get a little bit less of your head in the footage. So, you can see there, it doesn't come out too bad at all. Still points up a little bit too much, but, yeah. I mean, brilliant, really, that footage is fantastic. So this is the camera in use at a night game with just a floodlight overhead to illuminate us, and I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, the clarity, what it's picking up there is, I mean, it's as much as your human eye can pick up. So, yeah, very, very impressive performance in low light conditions. One that's double stacked. I think we're looking right there. Alright, more to go. Coming through. On the very end, see the green light? 1 metre right to that. Yeah, that's him. You're on target. I don't know, but you were certainly on target. This is me and my wee hike up Castle Peak. You'll see that the camera deals pretty well with the transition from light to dark and back again. It adjusts fairly quickly. I do like these images. They are really, really sharp, actually. As you can see, picks up all the various greens very nicely. Still picks up the detail in actually inside the woods, which again is very valuable to us as airsofters. For this hike, I used the camera in the waterproof case. As you can see, at this angle, I haven't got any of my head in the footage, and it's pointing straight ahead. That's a really good angle. Yeah, I like that. Now, we'll do some noise tests when we get to the top of the hill. It's windy as hell, so that's a good challenge for the camera. Noise test 1 inside the waterproof case. Wind noise test 2 with just the head cam itself. That's China there, by the way. Wind noise test 3 with the remote microphone. So there's an impressive lack of wind noise when you're using the remote camera. When you're using the inbuilt camera, you get wind noise, but it's pretty good. When you're using it inside the waterproof case, it sounds like you're underwater. I don't think that's a very good solution for airsoft at all. But if you drill a little hole in the back of the waterproof case and then run the remote microphone out, that should be a pretty good solution for airsoft, I think. You'll notice there's a horrible whining noise on my footage, especially when I've got the remote microphone plugged in.
Now, me and the manufacturer think that that's a defect in the unit that I was given. I wouldn't expect the production models to be doing that because it's pretty loud and pretty distracting. Of course, the other advantage of using the remote microphone is that you're not going to hear the noise of the helmet cam rustling against your headband.
It's got a low front profile and it's pretty lightweight. It comes with this armoured case, which is also waterproof, so that's two things you really need in Airsoft. Good variety of mounts if you want to use the mounts for other things. As I say, the headband needs replacing, but yeah, this is a nice item for Airsoft.